to Pink Ambitions, and today we'll be going over the beautiful poem called Woman. We'll be going over the tone, diction, imagery, and themes. Okay, so let's read the poem first. This is a poem written by Alice Walker. Okay, so woman. They were women then, my mama's generation. Husky of voices, stout of step, with fists as well as hands. How they battered down doors and ironed starched white shirts. How they led armies, head-dragged generals, cross-mined fields, booby-trapped ditches to discover books, desks, a place for us. How they knew what we must know, without knowing a page of it themselves. So this is a poem, a little bit of a background story here. So Alice Walker writes this poem dedicated to her mother's generation, as at the time in America, around, so in particular, the women of color were treated very differently, and they had to fight and protest for the rights of their children. So she talks about how they fought, the connotations of motherly love and fierce warrior fight. So that's the two major points in this poem. Okay, let's just go to the tone. The tone is reverent and admiring. The speaker speaks with deep respect for women who came before her. Celebratory but somber. Another word for somber is sad. It celebrates survival but doesn't ignore the pain and violence they endured. Diffident and proud. The final image of head like a gathering of flowers, turning suffering into quiet triumph. Intimate, so it feels like a daughter is speaking to her ancestors, grateful and connected. Okay, let's go to the themes. There are many themes in this poem. Okay, resilience and strength of Black women. This is one of the major themes here. The poem celebrates women who endured slavery, racism, and hardship without breaking. Silent sacrifice. The silent sacrifice and endurance. The women worked in fields, kitchens, and homes, carrying pain quietly to protect the next generation. Heritage and gratitude. The speaker honors her foremothers for their survival, which made her own life possible. Beauty in survival. True beauty isn't in physical. It's found in endurance, spirit, and the ability to keep on going. Diction. Another word for diction is the word. So when we talk about the word in your exams, when they say refer to the diction, it means refer to the words being said. So here you need to quote and explain the words that are being used in the poem. Okay, it's the words. Walker uses simple, earthly, concrete diction to keep it grounded and authentic. Words label words like chopping, splinter woods, killing hawks, rising fists, show physical work and resistance. Pain, survival words, dancing, singing, cried, scream, shouting, show emotion, releases, and survival. Natural words like moss flower trees link to the woman's nature, suggesting growth and endurance. The language is unpolished and direct, like oral storytelling. It avoids fancy words to sound like the woman themselves. Okay, so here, so you need to, in your exams, you need to state the type of words being said. So as you can see, all of these are the type of words being said. Then we are actually quoting the words here. So quoting the words is also very important. Quoting all of this, see, all quotes. Now once you quote it, now you need to explain it. So we're explaining it here. Let me put this in a different color. So here we are explaining it. Explaining what the words actually mean. So all of this, when they say discuss and discuss the words, discuss the diction, you need to first say what words it is, then then quote, then explain. So you get marks all year for these. You'd probably get 2 marks here, 2 marks here, 2 marks here. This is probably for your essay when they say to discuss the diction. And then obviously quoting an overall is also very important. Just saying briefly about the entire use of diction altogether. Okay, let's go on to imagery. Imagery is the image that comes to your mind when you, the reader, reads this poem. So Alice Walker uses visual, auditory, and tactical imagery to make the women's lives vivid. So physical labor imagery. Example, choking oak, splitting woods, killing dogs, shows strength and hard work. Natural imagery, moss teeth, black woman whose heads were like a gathering of flowers, compares to the woman's nature of resilience and beauty. Movement and sound imagery, dancing, singing, shouting, raises fists, show both pain and celebration, defiance and joys. Contrast imagery, killing hogs and their own lives, places physical killing next to killing of spirit, showing the costs of survival. Important things to remember when analyzing this poem or when it's in your exams, key concepts to remember is that this poem is a tribute to all black women who survived slavery, racism, and poverty. The poem argues that their survival and strength made life possible for the next generation. Love and gratitude are shown through remembering, not direct speech. Here are some exam tips. Always link the technique to meaning. Don't just say their imagery. Say the nature imagery compares women to flowers to show that their beauty is found in resilience. Always remember in English the way you the way you portray these words, the way you write these words in your exam, that is what will get you your marks. This will may not even get you 1 mark, not even 1 mark, yeah, if you say this. Okay? But the way you say it will get you your 2 or 3 marks. Okay, thank you for watching.